guys, it's the Franz and we're back here, and it's finally time to talk about the Royal Rumble pay-per-view this Sunday on the WWE Network, or some maybe pay-per-view providers still have it, but it is now officially time to talk about the 6 matches, 2 being Rumble matches, 2 World Title matches, and 2 Tag matches. There were supposed to be, of course, 2 other matches. The U.S. title tournament was supposed to finish up here, but for whatever reason, they took it off the show and then rushed through it in one night. And of course, the Cruiserweight Championship was also supposed to be on the line, and that's not happening anymore due to what happened this past Monday with the former champion, who shall not be named, being fired for stupidity on his end, and them saying that there's going to be a new general manager coming this coming Tuesday, and nothing happened until then. So, of course, how did we get here with most of these matches? The Usos versus. We're going to start off with the Usos versus Gable and Benjamin. Back in, I believe it was the middle of, like right before Survivor Series, or right after Survivor Series, Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin got a title shot for the Tag Team Championships. Like 5-10 minutes into that, not even 5 minutes into that match, one of the Usos got hit with a chop block, ends up looking like he got seriously, legitimately hurt, but he of course wasn't, and he sat down on the mat down below, and they were screwed out of the championships title opportunity. What should have happened leading after that was at Clash of Champions, those two teams should have faced off in a one-on-one team-on-team match instead of what we got at Clash of Champions. The Usos beat in a fatal four-way Rusev Day, The New Day, and Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. That should have been a one-on-one, but for some reason, like a week or so before Clash of Champions, they had Byron Saxton on a Facebook or WWE.com exclusive video give out all these matches, and originally it was going to be the New Day and Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable versus the Usos. Then Rusev Day beat the New Day, and they were added to that. All in all, the Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, of course, were pinned in that match. So how they got a rematch was kind of like dumb. I think they should have. I still say Rusev Day should have won at Clash, and Rusev Day should be tag team champions right now. WWE's dropping the ball with Rusev, but that's not. On the following episode of SmackDown, Gable and Benjamin defeated the Usos in a non-title match, and they were awarded with the championship match on the first SmackDown in 2018, where they defeated the Usos initially to win the tag team titles after pinning Jimmy Uso. However, Jimmy was not the legal man, and thus the match was restarted, and the Usos retained their championship. The following week, Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin confronted General Manager Daniel Bryan over the incident. After questioning if they should have to defeat the Usos twice in the same night, Bryan decided that in the Royal Rumble, the Usos would defend the SmackDown Tag Team Championships in a 2 out of 3 falls match. I'm going with the Usos. No reason to take them off, even off the belts off of Usos, even with Jay's arrest a couple weeks ago. As you noticed, they had those that Universal. He's already getting punished pretty much. The Universal that trip to go to Universal Studio with Jimmy Uso and Naomi. Originally, it was supposed to be the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, and Naomi, but since his arrest, I think this has to do with that. So he's getting some sort of punishment anyway, but I don't think you need to take the titles off of them for Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin when you had the team of Aiden English and Rusev, known as Rusev Day, so hot coming out of 2017. You need to give them the titles going into WrestleMania. Unless, of course, Rusev's winning the Men's Royal Rumble, but we'll get to that later. So Usos over Gable and Benjamin. It will go to 3 full falls. Almost never does a 2 out of 3 falls match not go the full length. So Usos over Gable and Benjamin. It will probably be Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin probably getting a cheap, quick first fall. That's just how it goes. And then the Usos will tie it up, and then the third one will go to the Usos. Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan versus Cesaro and Sheamus, The Bar. Okay, so on December 18, 2017 episode of Raw, Seth Rollins' tag partner Dean Ambrose was injured by Samoa Joe in storyline. Of course, Dean Ambrose has been injured for months now, and they finally decided to write him off. The following week, despite both wanting to take on Joe to average Ambrose, Raw General Manager Kurt Angle instead had his son in storyline, of course. Jason Jordan and Rollins team up to face Cesaro and Sheamus for the Raw Tag Team Championships. This would be the Christmas edition of Monday Night Raw, and as I did a review on that, that was my highest viewed review of Monday Night Raw so far. But anyway, Jordan and Rollins defeated Cesaro to win the championship. After the fourth-man champions confronted Angle about their contractual rematch, Angle scheduled it for the Royal Rumble. On January 15th episode, Jason Jordan caused the distraction that allowed Titus Worldwide, Apollo Crews, and Titus O'Neil to again defeat Cesaro and Sheamus in a rematch for the previous week. With Rollins' disapproval of as he did like Jordan acting on his own, Cesaro and Sheamus would try and return the favor during Rollins' match against Finn Balor, which of course was set up by Jason Jordan because Jason Jordan is becoming that cocky prick who thinks that he's better than everybody else, and he can, and because his dad is the general manager of Monday Night Raw, he can do and say whatever he wants. But it backfired, resulting in Rollins winning, and Cesaro and Sheamus brawling with the Balor Club members Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson at ringside. On Raw 25 this past Monday, Jason Jordan and Rollins were the guests on Christian's The Peep Show, which Cesaro and Sheamus interrupted, pretty much saying and telling Jason Jordan that your father doesn't suck, but you suck, leading the crowd in a "you suck" chant. Of course, that didn't make Jason Jordan really happy. Jason attacked both Sheamus and Cesaro. Sheamus was knocked out of the ring, of course, and suicide dive from Rollins onto Sheamus. He gets back into to do his jumping knee to Cesaro, who Jason Jordan had wrapped up, but Cesaro gets out of the way, and he ends up hitting Jason Jordan. So that was pretty much all the build for this entire match. These guys won the titles on a fluke win, according to the Bar, and a distraction from Jason Jordan had the Bar get beat by Titus Worldwide, and then of course this past week some tension between Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins, who's been not real happy being his partner, but it is what it is. So I'm going to go with Seth and Jason Jordan right now. I don't see a reason to especially with the condition that apparently Sheamus is in with his spinal stenosis, his minor case of spinal stenosis, which will eventually end his career. It's minor for now, but the more he does, and I don't know how he has spinal stenosis if he's out there wrestling as hard as he is. So I'm just saying that they're gonna have Seth. If this is going to lead to a WrestleMania match between Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan, that's what that entire segment was for, as the plant seeds for WrestleMania between Seth and Jason. If Dean Ambrose isn't ready, or if they want Dean Ambrose to be the guy who comes back after Mania, and we have a SummerSlam match between Seth and Dean, which I wouldn't be too mad about, with Dean Ambrose being a proper heel. But these guys should keep the titles for now, and we need this needs to be the end of this feud between Seth Rollins and Cesaro and Sheamus. Since like June, July, or like August, I'm sorry, at the beginning of October, or August, yeah, the beginning of August, every single week on Monday Night Raw, it seems like it has been a combination of Seth and Dean, or Seth Jason, or Seth Roman versus Cesaro and Sheamus. It's enough. That's just, it needs to be done. Enough of it. I'm done with it. This needs to be it. Cesaro and Sheamus lose this Sunday. Sheamus gets written off TV for a bit, goes off to do something else, and then Cesaro can, probably become can do something. But it's enough of this. We've had Seth Rollins versus Sheamus and Cesaro too much. This has got to be the end. So Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins over the Bar, then should not drop into the Bar. I think the Balor Club needs to turn heel because they just buried the Revival on Monday. So let's have the Balor Club turn heel and they take the titles off these guys. AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn 2-on-1 handicap match. This one has been going on for a while, of course. Everyone remembers the feud between AJ Styles and Kevin Owens for the United States Championship in the summertime. We had those two going back and forth. And of course, after the last match over the United States Championship, AJ Styles ended up losing the U.S. title at Hell in a Cell to Baron Corbin, which freed him up to win the WWE Championship from Jinder Mahal to go take on Brock Lesnar, and he's been WWE Champion ever since. Then, of course, at Clash of Champions, they had the rematch, and he beat Jinder Mahal clean as a whistle. Then, at Clash of Champions, SmackDown's Commissioner Shane McMahon and General Manager Daniel Bryan both refereed a tag team match pitting Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn against Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura, where Owens and Zayn would have been fired from the WWE had they lost. During the match, there was controversy between Shane and Bryan, which resulted in Bryan giving a fast count to Owens and Zayn for the win. Which, if anyone remembers, Sami Zayn had Randy Orton rolled up. Shane McMahon goes down for the count in front of Daniel Bryan, stops at 2, deliberately stops at 2, and then, of course, him and Daniel Bryan start arguing. Sami Zayn rolls up, ends up rolling up Randy Orton, and he gets a fast 3 count. So, there you go. Tension between Shane and Daniel Bryan continued over the next couple of weeks, culminating on the final SmackDown of 2017, where Bryan was scheduled to face Owens to face WWE Champion AJ Styles in a non-title match in the main event, much to the disapproval of Shane McMahon, who felt that Owens should not have been in the main event or facing the WWE Champion. That match ended when Zayn interfered, allowing Owens to win. The next week, Zayn would also defeat Styles in a non-title match after interference from Kevin Owens. Enraged by the back-to-back losses, Styles stated that, and of course, if you remember, the reason that these distraction was able to happen was Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan were out there with Kevin Owens as well. The referee, for whatever reason, jumped out of the ring I think AJ Styles was shoving Sami Zayn, or like fighting with Sami Zayn, and the ref wanted to get out of the way. He looks like he might have tweaked his ankle a little bit. Kevin Owens goes to check on him. Of course, the referee's fine. Kevin Owens is probably trying to play dodge to keep him getting out of the ring, getting back in the ring to stop AJ Styles from pinning Sami Zayn. And of course, after the ref gets back in the ring, Shane comes over and shoves down with, as Corey Graves called him, Commissioner Hothead. Pushed down Kevin Owens, gets on the apron, tells the referee to kick out Kevin Owens instead of, being the commissioner, doing it himself. Daniel Bryan gets on the mic and says, Shane, if you're going to kick him out, you can go too. Then, of course, while those two are just looking at each other, Kevin Owens gets up on the apron, over by the corner. AJ Styles attacks him. Near the corner, Sami Zayn hits him with a haluva kick, and that was that. Then, of course, Styles stated that they might as well schedule him in a handicap match against Owens and Zayn, which Bryan took literally and scheduled for a match where Styles would have to defend the WWE Championship against both men. On the January 9th episode of SmackDown, Styles said that although it was unfair, he was confident that he would win. Owens and Zayn interrupted and claimed they would become the first ever co-WWE champions on the final SmackDown before the Rumble, which was this past Tuesday, which nothing really happened out of these guys here. Styles faced Owens and Zayn in back-to-back matches, where Shane threatened that if one were to intervene in the other's match, that person would be fired. Styles managed to beat Owens in the first match in a very, very short match because they played up with the fact that it looked like Kevin Owens might have been injured, but maybe he was just being a ploy because he knew that he could sit there and feign an injury to pretty much, because of his Styles' hatred for Kevin Owens, it would distract Styles from actually trying to win the next match. And of course, Sami Zayn showing how he could do it all, and he is a main event superstar. However, he would lose in the second match due to his tunnel vision of every time he went out of the ring, he would, and he was near Kevin Owens, he would go over and attack Kevin Owens, kicking him, doing a flying forearm to him, shoving him off the gurney, which ended up costing him that match with getting hit with the haluva kick and then hit by the Blue Thunder Bomb, which should be Sami Zayn's new finisher combination. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are not going to win this match. There's going to be some kind of tomfoolery between these two. It's going to be like one's going to cost the other one the match, and this is probably going to start the cracks between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, because this friendship is not going to last forever. These guys have been, this whole Sami and Kevin show, as they like to call it, or Kevin and Sami show, has been going on and brewing since Hell in a Cell, when Kevin Owens was facing Shane McMahon in the Hell in a Cell match. Shane goes to jump off leaps off the top of the cell and ends up missing because Sami Zayn saved Kevin Owens. it's time for this to end. It's going to end. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to see Kevin Owens. And one is going to cost the other one the match. Probably going to be some kind of cheap roll up to get AJ Styles to keep the match. I know it's not what anyone wants to see, but I cannot honestly see them going, well, here you go. You guys can win. You guys are going to win the title, and we'll just have you guys, one of you guys, drop it back to AJ Styles. I just don't see it happening. That'd be interesting to see AJ Styles be a 3-time champion going into WrestleMania. But AJ Styles over Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman versus Kane. I'm not going over this one. Brock Lesnar's going to win by beating Kane or Braun Strowman. They build Braun Strowman up to be this all-seeing, all-knowing monster. This guy who just destroys everything and devours everything, but he's not going to be able to get past Brock Lesnar. So I really don't care. If they don't want to give me something I can legitimate to believe that someone is going to win the championship and take the title off of Brock Lesnar before his inevitable showdown with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, I don't care to even go over it. So Brock Lesnar's going to win that match. Don't even care. 2018 first inaugural Women's Royal Rumble match for a Women's Championship match at WrestleMania, which took the back burner to this entire thing. So, you know, that's how they want to go with that. Of course, I think it was the night after WrestleMania, after Survivor Series, and 2 days after the Raw and SmackDown after Survivor Series, we had 5 women come up from NXT with Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville on Raw with Paige, who is now injured and not going to be in this match, and her career is over. And then you had Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan all come up, and we were all wondering, why would you bring up 5 women? Originally, the reports was it was just to bolster the women's division, and it, of course, was to turn out to be that there's going to be a Women's Rumble match, which, honestly, the only way I could see this going, and to top it all off, the fact that they're having Stephanie McMahon being on commentary for this match, just shows how much this match is going to be a shit show. You already have Stephanie McMahon, who's like the WWE is making this all about her, and don't tell me it's not, because it's all about Stephanie made the announcement. Stephanie did this. Stephanie did that. She's the one who brought up the 3 women from NXT. Stephanie, it's all about Stephanie. It's all about the McMahons. Anything that you see on WWE TV is almost and always about the McMahons. So we're gonna see a couple. There's talk about 9 women coming up from NXT. I call 4 of them of Nikki Cross, Ember Moon after she drops the title to Shayna Baszler, the iconic duo of Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. Other than that, I don't know who the other 5 are gonna be. Maybe somebody from the Mae Young Classic. I don't know. But those 4 at least are going to be coming up, so that's going to put it at, right now, there is, 18 women out of the 30 entrants, so that's going to put it at 22. So we'll still have 8 spots open, and, like, a couple of them are going to be legends. Like, I know, Molly Holly's supposed to be there, and a couple other ones too, but we will have ourselves, and the only answer to this entire thing, Asuka has to win this. I don't give a crap if they want to have Ronda Rousey in this thing. It does not need to happen. I need to see Asuka. We need to see Asuka winning this match and going to WrestleMania for the championship. If you're not going to take the title off of Alexa Bliss before this match, which I know they're not going to, she has to win. Ronda Rousey in the Rumble doesn't need to happen. Apparently she's in Colombia right now shooting a movie, so that's good. Way to go. It'd be like, what's the point of even having the Women's Royal Rumble match if you're just going to have if you're going to have Ronda Rousey win the whole thing and just tell us to just shove it, because that's just dumb. So Asuka for the Women's Royal Rumble match. If anybody else comes over there, then this has been a colossal waste of our time. And the fact that we have to sit there and listen to Stephanie McMahon, who is just a certified bore on the microphone, to have to listen to her, just no. So Asuka for the Women's Royal Rumble. Then we have the men's, which of course is one of those matches that everyone looks forward to every year. So far, Elias, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, John Cena, Finn Balor, Baron Corbin, Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt, Rusev, Aiden English, Apollo Crews, Titus O'Neil, The Miz, Ty Dillinger, and The New Day have all been announced. Of course, Samoa Joe was supposed to be in this match too, but due to an injury in a throwaway match that was not needed, instead of cutting a promo, they had him go against Rhino for no reason other than just to have a throwaway match on Raw. He's missing out on the Royal Rumble, so this is technically his, since they could have brought him up last year in the Rumble match, which everyone was predicting and it didn't happen. This would be his second Rumble in a row that he's going to miss, even though he didn't come up on the main roster till the next night. Three people that I want to see win this match is Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Rusev. Those three guys out of all the people. Now, there's a lot of speculation that John Cena is going to run the Royal Rumble since apparently the entire big match he's supposed to have was not started on Raw 25 like it was supposed to be. There was supposed to be this big, huge match that's bigger than the WWE Championship, and they were supposed to start an angle on Raw 25. That didn't happen. So, and what I want to see and what I feel is going to happen is that I want to see Rusev or Finn Balor or Shinsuke Nakamura win this match. And of course, all three of these guys will go to face AJ Styles at WrestleMania if that was to happen, because we all know who's going to face Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. I do not want to see, and I hope WWE is not this stupid or this retarded to do this, because if they are, then they're just shooting themselves in the foot. I do not want to see John Cena go to WrestleMania and go for his 17th championship. There is no reason. I've said it before, I'll say it again. John Cena is at the point of his career that he shouldn't even be vying for championships anymore. He comes back, he puts people over. But that's not John Cena's style, is it? He should have put Elias over on the Christmas Day match, which was an okay match. It was not anything to write home about. He should have put him over there, but it's John Cena. Let's just take all the young talent and bury them so that I'm the only talent in town that's going to matter. It's that time of, and if you want, Vince McMahon wants to build toward the future, he needs to let John Cena go. Stop relying on John Cena, because if you continue to rely on John Cena, you're just hurting your overall product, because Cena's not always there. He was there on Raw 25. He probably won't be there. Well, I guess he's supposed to be here till his business is supposed to start picking up after the Royal Rumble for WWE. But after WrestleMania is over, and if he's not going for the championship, if it's just going to be the Undertaker thing, is still going to happen, because heck, the Undertaker could just not even have to be in the match, and just his a la 2004 when the gong went off, which it wasn't the actual Undertaker gong, it was just a weird look. It was a weird sounding gong. It didn't sound like the Undertaker's gong. There's a total difference. And it was when Kane was in there, and Kane, of course, went completely realistic, and he ended up getting rolled out of the match. It could be like gong, like John Cena could be, attitude adjustment, and just like running roughshod all over the WWE's or everyone in the Rumble. The lights go out, you hear the gong, and then next thing you know, Cena's like there's a spotlight on Cena, and the next thing you know, Cena gets dumped out because he was distracted by everything that's going on with the Undertaker's music and everything. But John Cena, I do not want to see win the Royal Rumble. Daniel Bryan coming into the Royal Rumble is not happening unless they want to do something where he comes in and they use this method where he doesn't take a bump, he doesn't do anything. It's just he comes in he would have to come in at number 30, and almost everybody but one or two people would have to be gone already by the time Daniel Bryan came in. It's not going to happen. I don't like the fact that the sports books are sitting there as yeah, Daniel Bryan's going to be in the Rumble. He's going to be the surprise winner. People, the people who aren't the smartest in the world who at the Rumble are going to be sitting there chanting for Daniel Bryan. And after we get through the first half of the Rumble, every passing one, I guarantee you we're going to start hearing boos. We're going to start hearing boos. If Shinsuke Nakamura comes out, the crowd will probably pop if he's not in the early 15. But we're going to just start hearing boos because it's not Daniel Bryan, because of this report that Daniel Bryan's supposed to be in this match. But if it's not down to Rusev, Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, and let me think here. Rusev, Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, and if I was going to do a final four for this, Rusev, Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, and I guess Elias. Yes, that would be good. Yeah, Finn Balor, Rusev, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Elias. Any combination of them or anybody who hasn't been even close to a Rumble win, if Roman Reigns and John Cena are in the final four or the final two, WWE or Vince McMahon needs to go. I know he just had his announcement of the XFL, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. and a whole heck of other things. But if he's really going to have John Cena and Roman Reigns be his final two of this match, he has lost his goddamn mind. So I say it should be like, I don't know who's going to win. There is talk that it's going to be Nakamura. So I'm going with my top four to see who's going to be in the final four, which is Elias, Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor, and Rusev. Any of those four who win would win the whole thing, fine by me. Elias is probably going to be the long shot because he's probably going. And I say the reason Cena's probably not going to win is that Elias will probably either be eliminated or eliminates John Cena, and then John Cena, like, this is why I think Elias will probably be eliminated by John Cena. Pissed as can be, he gets back in the match and he eliminates John Cena himself, setting up their feud. So that's why I don't think John Cena is going to win the Rumble, is because Elias is going to screw him out of it. This was the role Samoa Joe was supposed to be in, that Joe was going to lose, be knocked out of the Rumble, and then John Cena, of course, he would come back in, probably hit his finisher on John Cena or something, and throw John Cena out. So John Cena is probably not going to win the Rumble. It all depends on how they book him and Elias, because they've already set up the seeds for what they're supposed to do after, which will probably be at the Elimination Chamber. I don't think, if they really book John Cena versus Elias at WrestleMania, which I know that's not going to happen, which people are like, is this John Cena's big match at Mania? Because if so, it's a bad idea. That would be hilarious, though. Like, build John Cena versus Elias. I don't know what the stipulation would be, but John Cena versus Elias is probably going to happen at the Elimination Chamber, the next Raw pay-per-view after the Royal Rumble. So that is going to be your Royal Rumble preview and predictions. Usos over Chad and Cable and Shelton Benjamin. Seth and Jason Jordan over The Bar. AJ Styles over Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Brock Lesnar, of course, will win the Universal Championship match. Asuka for the Women's Royal Rumble match. The men's is too hard to call, so I'm going with Rusev, Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor, and Elias in the final four. Any combination of those four would be fine by me. Until then, my name is The Frost. You guys have yourself a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, or night. I'll be back for news, rumors, and predictions on this coming Saturday. We talk about the XFL and a couple other things too. Until then, I am The Frost. Find me on Twitter and